love reading.
I think everyone can be good at reading or writing.
I like reading a lot.
I like reading about air and water and science.
When the Ontario Human Rights Commission Right to Read report came out, we were already ahead of things in terms of knowing where we needed to go. The work that we've been doing is directly connected to our Board Improvement and Equity Plan, and we've been working with staff and students across departments and with families to be able to build a culture of literacy right through the system.
Teachers are really aware of the fact that oral language is the foundation for learning to read. So many of my conversations with educators have been around how they can build in explicit, systematic vocabulary instruction or morphology instruction. What teachers are saying to me when I'm talking to them is that they're seeing progress being made in these children.
I'm seeing some auto shop teachers, photography, geography, social studies, French teachers who are taking on and playing with some of this vocabulary work. So decoding some of these multisyllabic words before you start talking about them in class and normalizing that for students.
Through our whole school approaches and whole class approaches of vocabulary decoding, morphology, and phonemic awareness opportunities through small group instructions, our students are given multiple opportunities of developing their reading skills and their fluency and their decoding strategies.
We are seeing an even greater deprivatization of practice with our teachers. They are inviting each other into their classrooms. They are collaborating before and after school during their planning time and nutrition breaks, and asking each other a lot of questions.
This program has really shifted my practice into the actual reading itself. And so how we look at words to make sure that we are reading what's on the page and then actually understanding word for word what we're reading.
It's a more collaborative process in our room at the moment, where everything is much more practiced orally, independent work on whiteboards, and then sharing it with the people around us or practicing it together as a full class.
We are using a sound wall. It's important to make sure that those pictures are really good examples, but also culturally relevant for the students in your class.
The structured literacy helps when we are planning for our MLL students, that a teacher and I can be on the same page, and then we can work to help support our MLL students be successful with reading and writing and comprehension.
It's been interesting to see kids dig away at reading kind of complicated multisyllabic words, often with different prefixes and suffixes. I've seen them go from guessing what a word means to actually trying to sort of untangle what that word means.
They're a lot more confident in what they're doing because there's multiple entry points for them to engage in the learning.
Yeah. So even students who may be a little bit shy with what we're learning, they're taking so many risks with this structured literacy approach right now, and they're seeing their peers, doing it, and they're loving just the pair group, the small group, the whole group. They're feeling excited about coming to learn every day, and I even have some kids asking me, are we gonna do the stuff with the alphabets again on the board? I'm like, yes, we are. They're liking that hands-on approach and seeing what they're learning.
Yeah, when I first started teaching, when we were using an older system, an older model, I just found a lot of students, majority of them were intimidated by learning to read and write. And now, as Amanda mentioned, they're just willing to jump in, willing to take risks, willing to try things. And I think that's because of the shift that we've made where it is speaking to all learners. They're more confident in what they do.
If you don't understand it the first time, he will find other ways to explain it to you, not just think you're gonna get it right away, he'll find different ways to explain it to you so you understand.
I like the way reading is taught this year because it's different than what we've learned from other years. It's helping us more with our vocabulary.
So this year, when I went to go run my Empower groups, I found myself at a lack of students, which has never happened before. I ended up taking an Empower group that was higher and did not have a waiting list afterwards because I saw so much of the students being serviced just through really great structured literacy.
Educators in our grade 7-8 classrooms are very confident right now in knowing how children learn to read. They are starting to understand how children should be taught to read when they are young, and they are bringing that to our classrooms through long, multiple syllable words. And they're helping children fill gaps that maybe they wouldn't have known how to do before. They are seeing success through their ongoing diagnostic assessments, and it's really driving their instruction forward.
My favorite moment's probably reading in like the small group when the first time we did it, and like pretty much everybody was there and we were learning how to read out words. Or it would be when I finally stopped guessing on words and I actually started reading through the words. That was probably one of my favorite moments.
One of the greatest benefits is that I'm now seeing this apply to conversations and learning outside of the classroom too. For example, we recently took a field trip, a grade 8 day to Preston High School, and students were commenting at posters and identifying the work that we've done in class, going, oh, that's familiar to me.
Kids are starting to really flourish with the programs that we have in place, and teacher knowledge is really flourishing as well. So I find that that's really encouraging, and educators are extremely excited about that.
As a system, we will continue to grow. We will continue to better serve those students that we have always hoped and believed we could say, see, they've reached their potential.